Okay, so yesterday we were discussing about, the uploading of plan. So this is a new concept, as I said. It is there within the general controlling under planning. So this maintain category for planning here, basically we will do the configuration, the relevant configuration, and the same category. This is basically a category related configuration. This category has to be considered in the Fiori app. So we also have seen yesterday the Fiori app. So in the Fiori app, normally what happens is, so once the category is configured, so on what basis we create category? Suppose if I take an example, let's say I have salary expenditure, I have rent expenditure, electricity, stationery. Let us say these are my expenses GLs. I want to consider this for profit. I want to consider this GL for, let's say, uh, for cash flow or revenue. Okay. So salary, I'm considering it for both cash flow and revenue. Rent, I want to consider only for cash flow. Electricity, I want to consider for revenue. The planning, and stationery again, I want to consider for both. I want to consider it for both. Now, the GL is going to be the same. You're not going to create a separate GL for cash flow and separate GL for revenue. Revenue is type of a planning. Cash flow is again another type of planning. Now, the expenditure, the GL is going to be the same, and we are considering the same GL for both cash flow and revenue. How can you differentiate in that case? So you will have to create a category for cash flow and another category for revenue. You need to create separate categories. So that's where this configuration comes into play. Okay. And once this configuration is done, what we will have to do, we don't have a manual activity. You have the Fiori app to do this. So this is the Fiori app to consider import financial plan data. The moment you select it over here, and here it gives you the template. I got the template which, the file which we have loaded is based on the template only. This is the template. So if you want, you can add some more fields here, some more fields, but whatever are the fields that are available in the AC.P table, all can be considered over here. You don't have to consider sequentially. You can keep this in any order, but as long as this field name is matching to that, then that is fine. That is absolutely fine. And there are certain fields, if you take those fields and you need to enter some value to those fields. Suppose KSL, I'm giving an example. I'm considering KSL, but I'm not going to take this amount. I'm keeping this field as blank. So there are certain fields the system will not allow you to keep them as blank. In such a case, you need to remove those fields completely. Suppose RKCUR, I don't want to use, I want to keep them as blank. And and probably this field may be the important field for the program, and program will not allow you to upload the file with the blank. In such a case, system will throw up an error and you need to remove. I'm saying there are few fields. I'm not sure exactly what are the fields because I've done it very long back. I don't remember them at all. Yesterday we have seen one error, right? Unit of measure. We were trying to enter the quantity and there was no unit of measure. So system was giving an error, right? So we have removed the quantity field. So there are certain conditions that are to be considered while uploading. So while uploading the data, you will have that error message, and accordingly we will have to rectify. So ultimately what I'm trying to say here is, if you want to keep profit center, you can keep, or if you want to keep cost center, you can keep the cost center, but you need to have the relevant information filled in. Okay, if it is an important to the program, then program will stop you uploading the values since the relevant important field is showing as a blank. Okay, so now this is the basically the format that we can get from the program itself, from the app itself, and this information is the one that business will provide us. So the business will give us that information. We will enter the same thing, and while saving it, make sure to save it in CSV file format. So once we have file format, you just go here into the Fiori app and just upload the same thing. CSV, just upload the same thing. Okay, so once you upload, the moment you upload here, even without, you know, without what you call executing, it gives you the message. It means the moment we upload the data, it acts like a test run. It acts like a test run. So once we are fine with all of them, then you will have to enter this push button called import source file. So the moment you post this thing, then system will get updated the values accordingly. Any questions? And check financial plan data. You can see the information, the uploaded information using this push button. It is going to be a separate Fiori app altogether.
Nanda, can you send us the template for Excel file? Or
Yes,
okay.
I will do that. I'll send across over the mail.
Okay, hello Nanda.
Mm-hmm,
Like I said,
mm-hmm.
why is it required? When is it that you will need to upload this file? Is it when the business asks for it, or is it when you are doing the configuration, or when is it required to
It
load?
is a plan data. Basically, it is just a plan data. If you have a plan, right? A plan here, what we are doing, we are planning based on the GL in the combination of GL profit center, GL cost center, or something, right? It is a plan data. So in every organization, we will have a plan information. It's nothing but a budget. We can say as budget, but typically it is not a budget. You will have a plan, you will have an actual, you will compare both of them, and you will take a call at the year end. Expenses budget,
Okay.
expenses planning.
Thank you.
So usually this has been, uploaded by the business, right?
Yes, business
Oh,
will
okay.
upload it, but the relevant training and the relevant documentation should be provided from us.
Oh, so how to guide them,
Upload,
like how we can
yes,
upload.
yes.
And the actual, that retrieves directly from the SAP.
Sorry?
Actual. The plan
Yeah,
versus actual
actuals will come from, the postings.
postings, correct.
Yeah.
So you can like do the plan for the profit center, and what other plan you can do?
So here in AC.P table, you can find that complete information. So these are the fields that you have: account, company code, a category. You can do global currency, company code currency, transaction currency, company code currency, transaction currency. Then, valuation unit of measure, cost center, profit center. Next, functional area, business area, controlling area, segment, right? Trading partner, value
Mostly,
quantity.
mostly the business used for the budgeting purpose, correct?
Yeah, it's basically, the planning purpose.
Oh,
Budget, I can't say exactly the exact term as budget. Budget is basically comes from funds management.
oh.
Of course, we have some budgets within cost center, and of course, but that is not the right budget to consider.
Like in my old company, they were doing this plan, and for HR people, they were making the plans for the next year, how
Mm,
much workforce they want, where they want to cut down, and they were taking data to the PCM,
mm, mm.
yeah, and they were analyzing.
Right. So you
So,
have material plan. Yeah, please.
so mostly they just use for they also use for the HR purpose, correct?
Right. Planning for, planning is required in all departments. Not only I can say HR, in all department is required.
Okay.
You can use WBS as well.
Hmm.
So these many fields are there. You can use any one of these. If you i- if you want a field which is not available within AC.P table, you don't have an option to do that.
Okay.
Okay, these many are there.
Okay. So these are the fields.
Yes, you can consider any field. All you need is take this field in this here here in the first row. You will have to enter the name over here, and after that you will have to enter the entire information.
Okay.
Okay,
Correct.
so any other questions in this? I'll send across this file. Okay, all right.
Hey,
So let's
Nanda, sorry, very last question. What is the transactions code to upload the data, like plan?
that's what I said. So there is no transaction code from easy access side. You have only Fiori app to load. That's it.
Uh,
There is no transaction code.
so business has to create the file, and then that file can be uploaded to the systems.
Uploaded
Theory.
through the Fiori app,
Through
right? So the purpose of S4 HANA is to use Fiori apps only. We are not going to use easy access.
Okay.
Whatever the transactions we have been doing, for each and every transaction we have Fiori app. So typically we will have to use Fiori app only while posting the data.
Posting the data and also upload the file, right? Plan data.
Yes, all what you're not supposed to use easy access
Okay.
in one sentence.
Okay.
You will have to use Fiori apps only for posting.
For the posting, okay.
Yes,
But so far, we were, using these systems, but, we were, posting through either transactions code or easy access, like GL transactions and customer and
the
vendor
transaction
invoices.
codes are there in the easy access only. So we were using that, but the purpose of S4 HANA is is not that. The purpose of S4 HANA is to use Fiori apps. Okay.
Yeah. So can we like enter one transaction, for example, customer invoice. We are making sales to the customer, and we want to generate an invoice to the customer. So can we do it using this theory?
You can do
Oh,
post outgoing payments, post incoming payments. Select this post incoming payments. I mean, post incoming payments is nothing but customer payments, right?
mm.
So you will have one screen appears here. You will have to enter what is the date, what is the customer, and what is the amount that you are receiving. Once you enter it here, you can simulate and save it here.
And also business can generate the automatic payment programs using the Fiori apps.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So here, app is not perfect. Here, we should have some information about what
Yeah.
customer to consider, what is the GL to consider. That thing is not available here.
Yes.
Let us see post outgoing payments. No, it's not perfect here. No, it's not perfect actually. Something is missing here. I mean, we should have some, fields to enter.
I think because of the fact we have not configured banking in a S Fiori
Yeah,
and this Fiori.
no idea. I mean, this is purely the basis people incoming payments. Lot of post incoming payments. One is here. There are three, four.
I think Nanda, we have so many issues in these systems. We have been
Mm,
struggling ever since we are using this,
mm,
and it's not very stable and configured well. No, configured in the way like that the system itself it's not solid and reliable.
correct.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
The Fiori app is
Yeah.
not proper.
And
Fiori
also
thing.
we were struggling like asset accounting. It was keep
Mm,
changing
mm,
configurations and mess up the
mm.
data and all.
It is quite common in the testing system, right? These are the
Yeah.
testing systems. It's quite that is quite common. Many people will be using simultaneously. That's quite common. But anyways, we have to just go with it. Even if you go with the other system, we will find these kind of issues all the time. Just we'll have to manage with it. That's it. Okay, I think. Oh my God. some problem. Let me just see. Manage journal entries. Technical error has occurred. Please try again later. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, so this is basically, whatever the transactions we have in easy access, for every transaction we have a Fiori app. So we will have to use these Fiori apps while posting the transaction. So the funniest thing is we have transaction codes along with the Fiori apps for all these transactions. But whereas in the case of import financial plan data, we don't have transaction code. We just have to use the Fiori app only. There is
Okay.
no other option.
How once they load the file
Mhm.
through this import financial plan data, how would the business confirm that it's loaded?
That's
Just
what yesterday we have seen, right? So once you go here, typically we have a separate Fiori app.
okay,
Here you can see check financial plan data.
okay,
There is a separate Fiori app for that. You will have to click on that. You can verify it. Otherwise, you can go into AC Doc P table,
okay, 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 okay.
AC Doc P table, and you can enter. Yesterday we did enter plan 001, and for our company code 1248, you can see them over here. This is the confirmation.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. So
Okay,
how many times can they load these in a month,
you
depending on
can
the
load
plan?
you can load as many times as you want, but the latest one will be considered.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
So it get override, right? From
it
like
gets
older.
reversed. Basically, that gets nullified, and the latest one will be considered.
Okay.
And Nanda, what is that AC DOCA P? And there is another table. It's called AC DOCA.
AC DOCA for actuals, AC Doc P for plan. P
Okay.
A. Here it is P. P for plan. A for actual. That's it.
Okay. And there is a only one table in a S4 HANA. Which table is that?
AC DOCA.
AC DOCA. Oh, I see.
Mm,
So that
that's
is for
called universal.
actual,
That's
right?
called universal. Yes, that's called universal journal table.
Oh, so that is also called AC DOCA.
Yes,
ACDOC. Oh,
AC doc, AC DOCA.
Let's
AC
let's
DOCA.
uh let's release let's release Nanda is having meeting
No, no, no. That's why. That's why.
for
I have
meeting.
still 4 minutes.
Oh, okay. So I just don't want to delay you on your
Right,
meeting.
right, right, right,
Yeah,
right. Yeah, Nanda,
yeah,
you
no
can go ahead.
problem.
Huh? Nanda, you
Yeah,
can go ahead, huh? If you have meeting.
right, right, right. Yeah. So,